Deep in the Touge, where the road twists like a serpent, illegal racers gather to challenge the ghost. The ghost never shows his face. He doesn't need to. His car devours the track, but tonight, after a flawless victory, he removed his helmet. The crowd froze. Beneath, it was a face the world had never seen. Kaito Fujimoto, a tofu delivery boy. In the crowd, Mirakuza felt her blood drain. Her eyes locked on the man.
Number. That's Kaito, my husband, the one I married for spite.
She had used him, a pawn in her rebellion. But the pawn was a king.
He's the ghost of Touge, and I didn't even know his real world.
That night, everything she believed shattered. But the story began weeks ago, with a contract and a refusal. It started when Mira Kuze decided to burn her own life to the ground. The Kuze mansion, a fortress of old money, cast its shadow over the city. Inside, Mira Kuze stood before her father.
Mira, the Shirogane arrangement is final. You will marry their eldest son in 3 weeks.
You've been bartering me since I was a teenager. I refuse.
Refuse, and you lose everything. Your inheritance, your name. Make your choice.
Then I choose nothing.
On the mansion steps, she typed, "I'll marry the next man I see. No more control. Catch me if you can." The post exploded. Mira walked the city streets, adrenaline drowning reason. 20 minutes later, she found him. A plain young man loading tofu onto a scooter.
You, name.
Kaito blinked, speechless. Within hours, the world knew. Mira Kuze Harris to marry a tofu delivery boy. 3 days later, a tiny chapel, a borrowed suit, and a crowd of reporters. The marriage was legal and joyless.
Look at their faces. They thought I'd break, but I am still here, and this nobody is my weapon.
A letter from the Kuze estate arrived, her name removed, her accounts frozen. She was officially dead to them. That evening, unpacking in the cramped apartment, she found a worn racing magazine under a cushion. She stared at it. That night, Kaito slipped out after midnight. Mira watched from the dark hallway, his shadow vanishing.
Where does a tofu delivery boy go at this hour? This isn't a second job. He's too gentle, too quiet. I married a stranger, and now I am relying on him to survive.
3 nights in a row, the same exit. By the 4th, Mira was waiting up, clock ticking past 2. She heard the door click. Kaito was out again, and this time, she didn't stay behind.
Whatever he's hiding, I'll find it. He isn't the harmless fool everyone thinks.
A notebook filled with times. 11:42 p.m., 12:08 a.m. A net tightening around the truth. She circled a photo of the Touge Pass in the racing magazine, a cold suspicion forming. Across the city, the Kuze mansion stood unchanged, its shadows stretching even into this cramped room. Her phone buzzed, a familiar number flashing. Kuze Corp office. She hesitated. Annul the marriage, Mira. Your father will restore your full inheritance. The secretary's voice was polished ice. In her mind, she saw her father's hand pushing the annulment papers across a polished desk.
Return to that gilded cage. I'd rather rot here with a stranger who's probably hiding something.
The phone call ended. She caught a glimpse of a racing glove peeking from Kaito's jacket, faded with use.
I could tear those papers to shreds, but then I'd never know who I really married. One step at a time. First, I'll uncover his secret. Then I'll decide.
That night, when Kaito slipped out past midnight, Mira was ready. She pulled on a dark cap and followed. She tracked him through winding streets to an industrial garage where noise and light spilled out. Inside, men worked on tuned cars.
Mira? You followed me.
You've been vanishing every night. I have a right to know where my husband goes.
I work here, part-time, just as a mechanic to make extra money. I didn't want to worry you.
They walked back in silence, the weight of his lie pressing on her ribs. He didn't even try to sound convincing. In the apartment, she caught the scent of fuel and rubber on his shirt, so different from tofu.
Mechanic? more like a racer. That garage wasn't for repairs, it was a pit stop for something illicit.
I am sorry, Mira. I should have told you. But it's nothing dangerous. I promise.
Nothing dangerous. Then why lie? I'll keep playing along. But I am watching everything now.
The electricity bill sat unpaid. The water notice, red. Mira stared at them, her thumb hovering over her father's contact.
One call and this ends, but I'd rather scrub floors than crawl back to him, I think.
Her phone rang, a grating unknown number. A cold, mocking voice slithered through.
Mira Kuze. I know what your husband really does at night. Cafe on 3rd. Come alone.
She found him at a corner booth, spiky silver hair, a flashy jacket, nothing like Kato's worn apron.
You think you married a delivery boy? That's the ghost of Touge. Undefeated, the one the underworld fears.
The garage, the magazine, it all fits. I married a legend and didn't even know.
Help me take him down. Inside information, his weak points. You'll get your inheritance back.
Why would I trust you?
She walked home, his words trailing her like smoke. The ghost of Touge was sleeping in her bed. Before she could unleash her fury, Kaito silently pushed a tattered document toward her.
The Touge ownership certificate. It's mine. Has been since my father died.
In the dim light, the old trophy suddenly made sense. Fujimoto, Touge master.
I wanted to keep you away from that world. But hiding it was wrong.
You let me believe you were just a delivery boy. I married a stranger.
I know. I am sorry. I was afraid. Please, Mira. I'm still the same person. Just with a past.
He's begging. And I am the one who planned to use him. Can I even be angry?
The deed's ink, his father's name. A legacy of speed and pain neither of them chose. The apartment felt smaller. The secret was out, but the real storm hadn't yet arrived.
Before you decide anything, let me show you. The Touge at dawn. It's different.
They wound through the mountain. The engines purr, a quiet truth. Mira saw the road for the first time.
My father used to say, the Touge is alive. It listens. It remembers every race.
He's talking like a poet. This isn't the man who delivers tofu. This is someone else entirely.
He pulled over at the summit. Below, the pass lay like a silver ribbon, peaceful and eternal.
This is what I inherited. Not just the deed, but the duty. To keep it alive.
He's not hiding for sport. He's protecting a ghost. Can I fault him for that?
The sun broke fully over the peaks, and for a moment, the world felt wide open. No secrets left.
I'll fight for this. For us. Whatever comes.
Maybe there's more to this marriage than revenge. But I am not ready to trust it yet.
At the Kuze mansion, Genzo Kuse's spies confirmed the ghost's identity. A cold smile spread across his face.
Tetsuya, a ranger race. Winner takes all. The police will handle the rest.
Tetsuya revved his engine on the line, his grin sharp enough to cut.
Consider it done. The ghost won't see the trap until the cuffs are on.
In a dim room, a map of the Touge was circled with red markers. Raid points, sirens ready.
And if my daughter gets in the way, she's already dead to me.
The challenge was issued. A final race at the next full moon. Tetsuya versus the ghost.
I'll crush him in front of his little wife. Then she'll crawl back to her daddy.
The trap was set. The race would be illegal, the police waiting. One wrong move and Kaito would lose everything. The mountain pass, usually alive with engine roars, would soon see a different kind of storm. Tetsuya forced Mira into his car, his grip iron. At the mountain pass, she stood at the crowd's edge, a prisoner.
Watch closely. This is the night the ghost dies.
Kaito sat in his modded car, engine humming. His eyes, distant and focused, caught hers for a split second.
Those men in dark uniforms, they're not race crew. They're police. This is a trap. I have to warn Kaito before it's too late.
She lunged forward, fighting through the mass, shouting over the revving engines, but the crowd swallowed her cries. The starting flare lit the night. Tires screamed against asphalt. The race had begun. From the darkness, red and blue lights erupted. Police cars swarmed the pass, blocking exit routes.
No, no, no. Kaito is racing straight into a cage.
The mountain echoed with sirens and roaring engines. The trap had snapped shut, headlights cut through the chaos. Kaito stopped mid-track, stepping out as police closed in.
This land is private property. The Touge has an owner. Every race here is with my consent.
The officer's flashlight trembled across the document's seal. A long silence, then a crackling radio. Stand down. The property is legal. The race is not a crime. The officer's voice was hollow with shock. Sirens died. The raid was over before it began. Confusion swept through the crowd like a wave.
No! That paper means nothing. Race me, you coward. A fair duel. No traps.
I accept. Let the mountain decide.
He had a weapon all along, and I thought he was just a liar. What else don't I know?
The engines roared again, this time under the cold light of law. The race became a duel of pure nerve. The mountain held its breath. The real race had only just begun. The cars screamed around the final curve, headlights weaving like serpents. One mistake would end it all. Kaito's car surged past by a nose. He stepped out, pulling off his helmet as the crowd roared his name.
He won. He actually won. My heart is pounding. I should hate this, but I don't.
She broke free, shoving through bodies. Nothing mattered now but reaching him.
Mira, you are here.
He caught her, his racing gloves cradling her back. For a moment, the noise vanished. The crowd hoisted him onto their shoulders. Kaito the ghost, finally seen, finally triumphant. Mira's hand reached up, catching his. Their fingers locked together above the roaring mob. He looked down at her, the fearsome racer, now just a tired man, smiling with relief. She had married a stranger for revenge. Now she stood beside a legend, her heart shifting without permission. After the victory, Kaito and Mira returned to the silent apartment. The weight of unspoken words pressed between them.
Kaito, I have to tell you the truth. I didn't marry you by chance. I was running from an arranged marriage. I chose you to spite my father. You were a stranger, a tool. But Kaito, that changed.
A tool. Our whole marriage was a lie from the start.
He turned away, his shoulders rigid. The air in the room grew heavy as stone.
I am sorry. I was wrong. I saw you as a pawn. But you are not. You are more.
More. Mira, you hid your real reason for weeks. How can I trust that?
His hand lingered on her shoulder, but his eyes remained cold, searching for a truth that wouldn't shatter.
I've broken him. The one real thing in my life, and I poisoned it from the start.
I need to think. Alone.
After Kaito left, a black Kuzi car arrived. Mira was summoned back to the gilded cage.
Sign the annulment. Return to your senses, and the Touge problem vanishes. Refuse, and I will bury him under legal charges. The mountain will be mine.
You don't control me anymore. I've seen what real loyalty looks like.
She tore the papers deliberately, letting the pieces drift onto his polished floor.
Then you are dead to me, and so is he.
Then I'll fight you on the mountain. The Touge belongs to its people, not your greed.
She strode out of the study, her heels echoing on marble, leaving a lifetime behind. Outside the gate, Kaito stood waiting. His eyes were raw, but he didn't look away. They walked in silence through the cherry blossoms, an unspoken pact forming. The real war was about to begin. In a modest town hall, Kaito and Mira addressed the community. The room swelled with mechanics, shopkeepers, and families.
This mountain is more than asphalt. It's our history. Genzo Kuze, wants to bulldoze it.
I know his tactics. Together, we can force a public race. Legal, sanctioned, proof this place lives.
A petition spread like wildfire. Signatures filled page after page, demanding a Touge legal showdown. An old tofu shop owner scrawled his name, "If the ghost needs us, we answer."
They're not just here for racing, they're here for home.
We'll name it the Touge Revival Race. Media crews, officials, everything transparent.
The plan took shape, a sanctioned duel between Kaito and Tetsuya, with the deed as prize. Kaito's crew tuned his car in the open, no more hiding. The mountain buzzed with defiant hope. Race day was set. Now, they needed the world to watch. The flyers were ready. 3 days before the race, Mira faced a crowd of reporters. The air crackled with anticipation.
Genso, Kuze tried to destroy the Touge through a fake police raid. I have proof.
Her voice broadcast into the heart of the Kuze Empire. Reporters leaned forward. Hungry, she held up the forged raid order, then tore it in half before the stunned media.
I was a bargaining chip, but I chose a life that fights back. The Touge will not fall.
From the back, Genzo's cold voice cut through. "You are no longer my daughter."
Good, because I am the wife of the ghost of Touge, and we answer to no one.
She strode off the stage, cameras chasing her. The heiress was dead. Headlines screamed the next day. Kyohei Harris denounces father. Touge revival draws line. The world saw a daughter reborn in fire. All that remained was the mountain, and the truth it would bear. The Touge had never seen such light. Official banners fluttered between the trees, and the mountain bristled with cameras.
So the Phantom of the Past is finally legal. Ready to lose your mountain, delivery boy.
All systems green. Kaito, the road is yours. Trust the mountain.
This time, it's not just for pride. For the Touge. For us.
Officials, confirm track integrity. This race decides more than a winner. It decides a future.
The crowd hushed. The digital clock ticked down. Each second a drumbeat of fate. Kaito and Tetsuya gazed from their machines, their rivalry now a pact with law. Kaito's hands tightened on the wheel. Sweat and engine oil fused with purpose. The starter's flag lifted, red silk catching the final sun. The world contracted to a single heartbeat.
Bring it home, Ghost. For the mountain.
The flag snapped down. 2 beasts of rubber and fire lunged into the mountain's throat. Tetsuya slammed his door against Kaito's flank, a metallic scream tearing through the curve.
You never learn. The Touge doesn't forgive a heavy hand.
Smoke belched from Tetsuya's hood. He pounded the wheel, fury giving way to mechanical betrayal.
His tires are blistering. Kaito, the inside line is open. Take it now.
Kaito's car sliced into the gap, a perfect drift. The checkered flag unfurled as he crossed alone. The mountain erupted. Spectators surged forward as Kaito climbed out, his helmet already sliding off.
Mira.
You did it. You did it, Kaito. The mountain is safe.
The Touge had its true master at last, and the world watched, knowing the battle was over. An official stepped forward, a leather folder in hand. The sanctioning papers, crisp and final. The Touge is recognized as a sanctioned racing venue under the permanent stewardship of Kaito Fujimoto. In the distance, Genzo watched his empire collapse. Police approached, cuffs glinting under the sun.
You won't break me. The Kuzi name is forever.
The name you sold, Father, the Touge belongs to those who respect it now.
Genzo was shoved into a police van. Cameras flashed. The Kuzi Empire's end was on every screen.
This mountain is safe. My father's legacy, and ours.
I started this for revenge. But standing next to him now, I think I found something real.
The community cheered, raising banners of the ghost for the first time. The Touge was a place of law and peace. The war was won. But the quiet truths between husband and wife still hung in the mountain air. Alone on the summit, the Touge stretched below them, burnt orange and silent.
I lied about why we married. But I also lied to myself about you. I love you, Kaito. Not the ghost, not the revenge, just you.
I forgave you the moment you tore those papers. I loved you from the start.
He cupped her cheek, and their first true kiss tasted like forgiveness.
I've waited for this since the day you pointed at me on the street.
He knelt, calloused hands catching hers. No ring this time, just a promise.
Will you stay? Not as a weapon, but as my wife. Truly.
She pulled him up, answering with a kiss that left no room for doubt. The sun dipped below the mountain, and two shadows became one. A small wooden sign read Touge Cafe. Steam rose from tofu pots, and the mountain breeze carried laughter.
2 Agedashi tofu, extra sauce.
Outside, the scooter that once delivered tofu now shared parking with a low-slung race car, a bridge between worlds. The ghost's car rested under a transparent shelter, polished and revered, a legend at peace.
Full house again. The Touge brings everyone together.
He still wore an apron, but now he was the master of the mountain in every sense.
We started with a scandal and a scheme. Now we serve joy on a plate. We built this with nothing but trust and engine grease.
The cafe hummed with laughter and the occasional roar from the track. A new heart for the Touge, and the ghost's car sat among them, a promise that the mountain would never be silent again. Dusk settled over the Touge. On the cafe balcony, 2 silhouettes stood still, gazing down at the track.
They're racing down there, and up here it's just quiet.
The mountain road unwound below like an old story, each curve a memory, each straight a promise.
I once stood in that crowd, ready to hate him. Now I am holding him.
No more secrets. Just the road. And us.
He pulled her close, the engine purr below blending with the breeze. The Touge was safe, the cafe was alive, and their story, born from a reckless promise, had found its true speed.
From heiress to wife of a legend, but mostly just happy.
The road curved on, forever, as the sun gave its last gold, and the mountain, finally at peace, whispered its thanks in the rustle of the trees.